So, sis, if you already know, why are you asking me?
A dummy, bitch.
Shh. Welcome to High Reads. Good evening and welcome back to High Reads. It's your favorite and God's favoriteest favorites, Panda. I'm glad to be back today with a trough of good Reddits, and they're juicy, they're salacious. If you don't know what we do here, I partake in cannabis, read a couple of Reddit stories. I look forward to your comments below. Y'all, I'm so excited for these stories because I feel like they're super duper juicy. And I want to remind everybody that this High Reads and Vibe is brought to you by the cannabis strain Toxic Taffy. Toxic Taffy is a 25 to 26% range, and I'm not a doctor, but it's lit. And I quite enjoyed it. So let's get into these Reddits. Let's get into these High Reads. And this is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole? Just so you guys know. Am I the asshole for asking my friend to pay me back for the wine he drank while house sitting? And this Reddit story is by at effective underscore tour underscore 723. Let's get into it. So I, 26 female, had a friend, 27 male, watch my place and my cat for the weekend. I told him he could help himself to whatever in the kitchen, which I thought was just like common sense for snacks and stuff. I get back and realize he opened a $120 bottle of vintage Barolo. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I was saving for my promotion. He literally drank the whole thing alone while watching Netflix. When I asked him about it, he got all weird and said I gave him permission because the wine was in the kitchen. Like, okay, but who drinks $100 bottle of wine without asking first? I sent him a Venmo request. She meant Venmo request, but she just said I sent him a Venmo for $80. And she said she gave him a discount, lol. And now he's calling her tacky and told our group chat I'm a bad host. I feel like there's literally an unwritten rule of guest logic where you don't touch the most expensive thing in the house. If I tell you to help yourself to my garage, it doesn't mean you can just drive off in my car. Okay, but like what else is in the garage but the car? I don't know. We'll have to get back to that. Um I don't know. Am I the a-hole here? He's making me feel like I'm being extra, but I feel like he totally took advantage of me. I don't know. It's also just $120. $120 is a lot of money, but since you effed up, that's just $120 you just gonna have to charge it. You're gonna have to charge it, Bookie.
Right, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna charge it.
So the OP has also offered an explanation of why she thinks she may be the asshole. So I'm going to read her explanation of why she thinks that she might be the a-hole in this situation, even though I feel like it's kind of clear. She said, I might be the a-hole because I told my friend to help himself to whatever without setting clear boundaries or pointing out which items were off limits. By sending him a Venmo request after giving him vague instructions, I might be unfairly penalizing him for a misunderstanding that I technically caused by being a poor communicator. And the top comments are basically saying that OP is the a hole for trying to make him pay after being so vague, and not everyone knows about wine, which I'll have to say that's true. Like, just because it's $120 bottle of wine, it's not going to look like $120 bottle of wine. And I feel like, unless he knows that's $120 bottle of wine, you kind of lost your leg to stand on, sis. Um, a few of the comments also said that he actually stayed to babysit the cat, which is actually a good thing. So you actually got the bang for your buck. They also brought up a valid point that you should hide things if you don't want anybody to touch them. Now, hiding things doesn't work if your friend is a natural snooper, which is funny because I was just at my friend's house. This is a college friend back way back when. And he invited a bunch of his college friends over, and one of them was just looking through all his boxes, all his stuff. And yeah, so you can't really just assume that nobody's going to look through your stuff. When you're not around, people be looking through your stuff. Now, like, I used to not believe it, but now I know that people just naturally nosy, which is fine. I digress. Um yeah, I feel like she already knows that she's kind of in the wrong, or else she wouldn't have added this little note at the end of her am I the a-hole post. So sis, if you already know, why are you asking me?
A dummy, bitch.
Why are you asking the internet? please stop going to the internet for things you know is wrong. And sis, it's like asking for $80 just abruptly and I'm doing you a favor is insane. No one's going to pay $120 for making a mistake. Like, he made a mistake. It would be different if you had told him before not to touch this and then he drunk it and then that's on him. But sis, you said he could have whatever he wants and people going to take that so literally. I would suggest, and like $120 worth of wine is really not anything to cry over, bro. There's way more expensive wine out there. Like $120 wine, sis, you were saving that for what? Like, just go buy you another bottle of wine. It's not that serious. And I also wouldn't fall out with my friend over $120 bottle of wine, especially if I was as vague as you were being. You were being super vague, and then like, yeah, and then you're trying to give him a discount on the money he don't owe you. $80 is crazy. Like, a $40 discount would be good if he actually owed you money, but he doesn't owe you any money. And I'm curious to see what his group of friends actually think. Like, I'm sure they have friends in common, like what everybody else thinks, because I'm sure they've already told her that she's wrong as well. But I'll say it again, sis, you're the a-hole, because if you and honestly, I also think that Venmoing someone instead of having a conversation and being like, "Oh, hey, do you have an interest in paying me back for this? Because I really didn't mean for you to drink it." Like, you shooting somebody a Venmo request is like so tacky. Like, it's so strict. Like, sis, it's so cold, like, to shoot somebody a Venmo as if they have to pay you back, especially for something this gray area. Yes, sis, you were tripping. And I would be looking at you like this for real. Like, all right, let's move on to our next high read. Our next high read is by at one dash spinach dash 6272. Okay, so they asked, am I overreacting? My date says he likes me because I'm ugly. Screenshots and photos. And I will be putting the screenshots in if I can, okay? Because I do want you guys to see what is being written. So, my date from Hinge said he's interested in me because most people wouldn't be attracted to me. So, he would have less competition in dating me. I'm 23 female and he is 27 male. I blocked him afterwards because I felt confused and offended. By now, I'm wondering if I'm overreacting and he wasn't trying to insult me on purpose. Prior to that comment, he seemed really nice, cool, funny, etc., and even called me pretty multiple times. So I'm wondering if I misunderstood him and I'm overreacting. Sis, if you have to do that much thinking, it's a confusion monster, and a confusion monster is like the worst monster to be around. Um, so I'm gonna read the text messages. So he says, okay. So he says, when I find an activity, substance, etc., that makes me feel positive, I chase it hard. But when I find a person that makes me feel that way, I chase them 110%. I can look through 10,000 profiles and find nobody that makes me feel anything. I get so bored talking to people and hoping the right person pops up. And then some random person like you comes along, and my brain goes crazy all of a sudden. And I want to be living inside your skin 24/7 for no logical reason, and I can't even rationalize it. And I think that's what made me so desirable. I think he meant her, so desirable and successful in the past, because to everyone else, I am just so cold and careless. Oh, he's talking about himself. Never mind. He's saying that um, that's what made him desirable and successful in his past relationships. Gotcha. I don't even know, but I guess that what I'm trying to say is something about you triggered what I want, and I hope you understand, even if I am just a Hinge buddy. Hinge is a dating site. You really caught my eye, and I will be obsessed. She responds, oh, okay, but like what triggered this passionate desire to live inside my skin? She sounds like she's young. He says, I think the truth would offend you. She says, you can't offend me. Or she says, you can offend me. You can. Girl, why would you tell him to do that? He says, I think a piece of it is, and I truly mean a piece only because I cannot really understand myself. is that most people would not find you attractive. But in my mind, that makes you so effing beautiful to me because I see what others don't. And I can truly make you all mine without a lot of competition if this were to progress. That's the type of person I'd want to marry, the type of person I can trust, and the type of person I can make love to because that is just so sexy to me. Jesus. She says, wait, why would most people not find me attractive? Cry emoji. He says, Western standards are too high. It's not even you. Damn. So she a person of color? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. She says, what are the Western standards or anything? Or like the thing I don't fit or fulfill? So she's basically asking, what standards don't I fit in or fill? He says, I already told you how beautiful you are to me. It would be hard to describe the features I don't see as beautiful. And I'm not even just saying that. My mind is effed. I'm serious. He says, my mind is effed. I'm serious. And she's like, wait, but like, explain though. He says, look, I'd cuff you forever. So don't think I'm insulting you. She says, like, I've had this exact experience in college. He says, oh no, I'm bringing back trauma. Cry emoji. And he absolutely is bringing back trauma because what is this conversation? She says, like, I get attractiveness is subjective, but like, is it cuz I'm not white? Okay, so she's not white. He says, I want to date for real though. Good night. The next day, she writes, hey, I was thinking about it and I've realized I don't really feel comfortable being in a relationship with someone who finds me unattractive. I think it would be unhealthy and toxic for me, and I don't want to put myself in that headspace. But you seem very cool, and it was super wonderful meeting you. So I wish you the best going forward. Does he seem really cool, sis? Does he? I'm Does not he? Sure. He says, you are attracted to me, but I get it. I was also very drunk, so don't take it to heart. Nah, you said that while you were drunk. You meant that. She says, thank you and appreciate it. Have a great day. So that was the end of their conversation. And now she's asking us, was she wrong to block him and maybe if she has a shot? Sis, the fact that you're asking us lets me know where your self esteem is at. You definitely don't want to date a man like this because honestly, he's basically saying that he wants to date you because he doesn't think that you have competition. And mind you, it doesn't really matter what you look like. You can still find somebody having competition. Like, you can still have, like, even if you think that person is unattractive, chances are there's someone in the world that thinks that person is attractive. So you assuming that you're not going to have any competition is just wild crazy. And sis, it sounds like he's just a punk because it's like, who's afraid of competition? You're afraid that she might find someone better than you. You're afraid that someone might try harder for your love. This is a man who's not going to try hard for your love because he thinks you're going to give it to him willingly because he thinks your standards should be low. He thinks that no one else is going to find value in you. And I can already tell you just based on what he's saying that he's going to treat you wrong. No matter how nice he seems on here, it's giving a setup. It's giving a setup, Bookie. And I think the comments agree. Let me go through what the comments are saying. So the comments are saying that he's a narcissist, which I agree. And that that she should run as soon as she can and not get into a deeper relationship with this man. Many have also mentioned that these are abuse tactics as well. Okay, so this is all of these things that I have been saying. Um, yeah, it doesn't give that he's going to do right by you, sis. It gives he's manipulating you. And you already have a seed of doubt in your head now because now you're thinking, oh my God, am I ugly? And you weren't thinking that before. And it's like, what type of standards are Western standards? Okay. We live in a world where anybody is beautiful and we're not following Caucasian standards anymore. Okay. We're not doing that. So I don't know. I would just not deal with him at all. I think when you cut him off, you did the right thing. And I think that you thinking you should double back is your trauma and your insecurities telling you to go back to a person who clearly does not like you. Because a man who likes you is not going to approach you in this way. And he's not going to want to manipulate you by making others not want you, like being happy that others don't want you. Like, it's just weird. He's going to thrive off of your sadness. He's going to eat your soul, sis. Okay. He's a goddamn vampire. Stay away from him. That's it. I don't even really think you need any other advice except for stay away from him. Let's move on to the next Reddit read. Okay. This next Reddit read is from at dear camp 4760. Okay. Am I the a hole for telling my roommate she might need to move out if she keeps complaining about hearing us at night? And obviously, this is from the subreddit. Am I the a hole underscore relationships? Those be juicy. So we got to get into it. Okay. My boyfriend and I let a friend he's known since childhood stay at our place because housing is expensive and her university is nearby. She stays here 5 days a week and goes home on the weekends. We don't charge her rent and we pay for utilities and groceries while she's here. Groceries is crazy, baby. You supporting, you got a dependent. That, that is a dependent. That is a dependent. Um, we pay utilities and groceries while she's here. She has her own bathroom and full access to basically everything. Things like the kitchen, pool, sauna. Oh, she rich. Okay, etc. Her bedroom isn't next to ours. Between our bedroom and her space is a computer working room, and her bathroom is also in between. So there's some separation. A few months ago, she told us she could hear us being intimate at night, and it made her uncomfortable. We said we'd try to be quieter when she's around. Since then, she has brought it up multiple times. Ooh, Jesus, not multiple. Recently, she asked if she could switch rooms. The only rooms we could realistically swap would be the one my 7-year-old sister uses when she sleeps over, or my hobby room. All the other rooms are already set up permanently. We don't want to rearrange our home for this, especially when we intended to help her out. After the latest complaint, I told her calmly but firmly that we've adjusted as much as we think is fair. I said if this will keep being an issue, maybe this living situation just isn't a good fit, and she might need to find another place to stay. She thinks I'm being unfair. Am I the a hole? I don't think you're the a hole. I think that she's delusional. I think she's living in your house for free and she's letting it get to her head. It's brain slippage happening near the sauna or something. I don't know. The top comments are saying that um, they seem to believe that this friend has it too good and ultimately isn't bringing anything into the relationship to be complaining. Here, 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 here. They also expressed that sex should not bother them as much. I agree because how old is this girl? Like, why is sex such a big thing where she's freaking out and complaining multiple times? And it's like, girl, what? It's not mathing to me. It's not mathing to me. It's not mathing to me how you can be in somebody's house and live there rent free and they provide food for you and then you're complaining about sexual noises. Sis, go get you some earplugs. They're like $1 at the Dollar Tree. Stop playing around with these people, these good people. Okay. This is why people don't want to do favors for people anymore because there's people like you who ask for the most ridiculous things, even though people are already doing the biggest favor for you anyway. Like, you guys are leeches. Like, this is why everybody is so hard now. Like, everybody is so cold. Um, you're definitely not the a hole. I think you said it quite nicely given the situation. I feel as though this person really needs to grow up, and maybe it's the fact that she's a college student why she's so stupid, but like she needs a reality check. And maybe a reality check is her figuring out her own living situations without depending on anybody else. Because if you have room for complaints, you need to be getting your own spots. Okay. Especially if you're not contributing. And you're a really good friend. Like, y'all are really, really good to her. Hell, let me stay there. Like, this is not making sense to me. It shouldn't make sense to her, but you got to be careful with like giving like doing favors for people who you know are going to act like you're not doing them a favor. Like, that's something I steer clear of in 2026. Like, I hate people who will literally ask a favor from you every single day but then act like you're not doing anything for them and then try to make you walk on eggshells or critique you and stuff, and it's like, bro, you don't do nothing for me. I do stuff for you. So it's like you're going to have to change your attitude. I think you guys should actually just stop being friends with her because she sounds like a succubus and she sounds like an ingrate. And I hate to be this harsh, and Reddit is always going to pitch for you to break up with your relationship, but in this instant, I really do think that a friendship breakup would be natural here because she's tripping. Oh, girl is tripping. And I hate to, you know, make it that plain, but she really is tripping. I don't think that you're the a-hole. I think you and your man are doing a really, really great job. I think y'all need to kick her out and continue to enjoy your life. Um, yeah. Anyway, guys, these Reddit reads were super duper juicy. I want to know what you think in the comments, so don't forget to leave your comment down below. How would you handle these situations? I'm not a type of person that I honestly feel like with this situation, I probably would have gotten a fight with my friend and stuff like that. Because in situations like this, I feel like, I'm only gonna go silent, and then the minute they bring it up, I'm gonna snap. Like, because how do you not know that you're disrespecting me? How do you not know that you're not getting the best out of this situation? How are you so ungrateful? I really do hope that they figure it out, and I hope that it doesn't become an explosive situation. But I do suggest that she just, goes and finds her own thing. Like, a sis who got her mouth is always like this need to be living alone. Um, The Reddit reads were super juicy. I will see you guys next week for my next high reads drop. Thank you for tuning in. Be back next week. Love you guys. Bye.